America. So the things that we need to better ourselves financially on a personal level is not being taught in school. So the government created this, annual event, a national financial literacy month, so that to put it in the hands of churches, organizations, people like me, to educate the mass, to educate the people. So, and of course, during this month, a lot of organizations are coming together, put on seminars, workshop, and just to help people better understand topics such as budgeting, savings, investing, debt management, and planning for the future, which I've been doing for the past few months, right? And ultimately, we want to promote financial well-being for everyone, because when you have a stable financial home, guess what? Less stress, a heart attack is being reduced, right? And we are able to live legacy. So it's not just now, but able to empower, to impact generations to come. So if you didn't know, now you know. April is National Financial Literacy Month. So apparently there is an issue with our financial well-being. Of course, we go to school, we learn everything in school, but school, they don't teach us financial literacy in school. So I take great pleasure as a licensed financial professional to bring to light what I know, what I've been working on as my community needed, right? Awareness. We are not aware of a lot of things. So this, again, we saw, it was revamped in 2008 when we had the crisis, the real estate bubble. A lot of people lost their savings. There were a lot of families struggling because of lack of planning, right? So it's unfortunate that we have to have a month to bring awareness to financial literacy, whereas it should be ongoing, being taught, whether it's at school, colleges, at home. But if they're leaving it up to us, So what does financial literacy involve? It involves bringing awareness by having people getting a grip or a better understanding of their finances, be in a position to know when, what's going out. That's where budget comes in, right? Some of us, budgeting is a curse word. I understand, because it can be overwhelming, right? Be able to keep track of your expenses, your income. It can be overwhelming and frustrating and maybe depressing, especially if you are in a position that you are not making enough money, right? We see with the rise of in prices that the income is not making it. We are not making enough money. Some of us have to have 2-3 jobs and still struggle, right? So, and sometimes it's a matter of budgeting. Some instances you do need a second job, but if you learn to budget, to manage your money better, then you can find yourself in a better financial situation. Debt management. Debt is a crisis in America, right? We sometimes say America is built on debt. There's some good debt and some bad debt. We need to learn to eliminate, reduce the bad debt, right? As long as we are living, we will have some debt, but we should aim at eliminating your debt, having a budget, having a plan. whether it's a 5-year, 10-year plan. You need to have a plan in place. I think that's what is lacking. That's why some people don't want to budget, don't want to look at their finances. Right? Just like you go to the doctors every year, every 6 months, you should make financial planning, budgeting as part of your routine, whether it's monthly or quarterly. If you're a family, sit down with your wife and kids, and it should be a family ordeal. Get to know what's coming in, what's going out, and what needs to be done. You know, what kind of plans do we have a 3 to 6 month savings for emergency? Because things happen, life be lifing. So what do you have in place when life happens? Do you have a 3 to 6 months reserve? If you don't have that, start somewhere. Start with a month. Start putting $50 away, right? And majority of Americans are not in the habit of paying themselves first. That's the number one rule in budgeting, right? In getting out of debt, setting that financial foundation. You need to pay yourself first. Then you pay everybody. But us, we do the reverse. We pay everybody else, then whatever is left over, that's what we save. We will not gain financial stability, financial freedom, if that's how that we'll continue to live. So we talk about budgeting, debt management. Again, we live in an impulse world, right? We want the latest gadget. We live in a want era, not need. You know, the newest phone came out. Our phone is working perfectly. I'm still on iPhone 14. I don't know if they're on iPhone 16 or 17. My phone works perfectly fine. I avoid doing those updates, right? It works. I get my calls, I get my texts, I check my emails, right? So, but we get impulsive whenever the latest gadget comes out. We have to go get it, but you don't. If you can't afford it, don't do it, right? Don't do it. Do your shopping, do your expenses on a need basis. If you can afford it, go for it, right? But if at the end of the day you have more months than money, then you have to get a handle on your finances. So financial literacy, right? Another reason why they did April as National Financial Literacy Month, it brings economic stability. It's not only doesn't only impact you, but it impacts us, a community overall. Because if you're not financially stable, your neighbor is not financially stable, you guys can't really make it. So as a whole, we need individuals, who are bettering themselves, managing their finances better, and they won't be defaulting on loans. They'll be able to contribute to the stability of the U.S. economy. Because if you are not stable, you cannot pay your debt, then your credit is affected. Loans, you get locked in higher interest rates. So it has a domino effect when your finances are up. So what else? The impact, not only now, but also generations to come. Because if you are not in a position to manage your current situations, you will not be able to leave something for the next generation, right? And we know that when you have, a lot of people will not know you just on your memories. It's what you're leaving behind. What kind of legacy are you leaving behind? What kind of impact are you leaving for your grandchildren's children's children? So it is very important to sit down, look at your situation. If you are working, stick to a budget. Go on expenses fast. Don't spend for the next 2-3 months. Be able to build that savings. Be able to build that financial foundation, because it has a great impact on families. I guess depends on which statistics you're looking at. Finances is the number one reason for divorce, but some others say sex is the number one reason for divorces. Medical bills are the number one cause for bankruptcy in America. And it's not just medical bills because you don't have insurance. Even if you have insurance at work, you still have co-pays. If you don't have savings, if you don't have that funds to pay for your co-pays, to pay for your deductible, what's going to happen? Elections, right? Lack of planning really affect us all around. So, where do you stand financially? Do you have a plan in place? Do you even care? Right? So I'm sharing with you because I care as a financial professional. That's what I do all day long. I share with individuals how to save money, reduce their tax liability, build wealth by leveraging simple concepts. So when you're doing your financial checkup, what are the things that you need to be looking out for? We talked about budgeting, debt management, savings, retirement, right? Are you leveraging the right strategy? Do you know how much money you need? When you start your second phase in life, which is after 65, by the way, you don't have to wait till 65 to retire. Retirement is when your assets can take care of your liabilities. So, do you have a plan in place that when you do decide to stop working, you can retire at any age as long as you have a plan in place? Typically, when considering how much money you need for retirement, basically take your current salary times by 20, right? Because you're expected to live 20 or 30 years after you stop working. So you need to have a plan that can sustain 20 years of living expenses. Now you may say, oh, when I retire, I'm not going to have a mortgage, but you still need to plan if you want to live a life that is closer to what you're living now. You need to plan, and it is suggested to have at least 20 years worth of your current expenses now or current income, so that you can live a good life and be able to impact your community. Donate to your community, donate to causes, right? Have a foundation on your name. If you don't have money, you can't leave a legacy. You cannot have a memoir, right? You need to be known, not just come and then gone. The dashes between your date of birth and your date of death needs to have a meaning. So what kind of meaning your dash has? So by creating financial stability, you can have a legacy. Reducing stress, stroke, heart attack is one of the leading causes of death in America. And we know stress gives you diabetes, high blood pressure, again, heart attack. So get better not only financially, but your health, because it has a direct impact on your health if your finances are not in order, because we hate those collection calls, right? We get stressed when we see that spam call coming and we know it's a collections. So have something in place. Again, look at your finances. How much income, how much expenses you have. Is your current job can keep up with your living expenses or with your expenses? You may have to get a second job or start a side business, right? Become your own boss where you can control your own income. And having a business, whether it is a side business or what, guess what? It will help you reduce your tax liabilities, because a W-2 is the highest paying tax liabilities. If you are a W-2, you are paying too much taxes because you're not able to leverage anything. You don't get any tax write-off for your uniforms, for your gas, for your mileage. But as a business owner, right, you can go out to dinner. As long as you're talking about business, guess what? You can write off that dinner. And some people are getting very creative. They're even doing their own birthday parties and talking about business at the same time. Yeah, it can be a gray area, but hey, some people are doing it. So start a business where you can get some tax advantages. Because if you look around you, the wealthy, guess what? They have mastered tax codes. We tend to hate on them, they are the player. Don't hate on them, hate the game. So you need to learn how money works, learn about tax codes so that you too can leverage tax code, reduce your liabilities, right? That way you have better savings, you can invest, right? On that second property, you can invest in your kids' college tuition. Start a side business. Even if you don't need it, you can leverage it for the tax benefits, right? Everything you do can be a write-off when it comes to your business. Talk about your business whenever possible. So now, as a licensed financial professional, what do I do when I meet with a client? Of course, people may see me as a life insurance agent. I am not a life insurance agent. I am a licensed financial professional because I do more than just giving or getting somebody a policy. First of all, I cannot give it to you. I cannot get it for you. You have to qualify. That's why, some people have this thing in their head that, I don't want to buy insurance. I don't need insurance. Do you know if you can qualify for it? Right? So, because the insurance companies, they don't need your money. They don't. Right? So you have to qualify. And you may say, okay, what do they look at when qualifying me for a policy? Your health. What kind of medication are you on? What kind of lifestyle you live? Do you smoke? Driving records. Yes, they look at your driving records. Are you a reckless driver? How many citations you have? Has your license been suspended? Do you owe child support? That's an automatic decline if you owe child support. So no, we have this thing about, life insurance that you need it. You need it because you don't only need it when you leave. When you pass away, your debts still have to be paid by someone, right? So life insurance is to insure your debts, leave a legacy. And you can use some life insurance policy while you're still living. So I know that we are most accustomed to death insurance, that it only pays out when you pass. But guess what? Those strategies, those term policies that we've been sold on to only pays out 2% of the time. Google it. I know we Google everything. So ask Google how often term policies pay. less than 2%. So if that's what you want to get, go for it. But ask yourself, when the first term ends and you're still living, will you be able to get that strategy? And will the cost be the same? Let me tell you, no, it will not be the same if you can get it. Because by then, you don't have the same health rating. They will be looking at your health rating. Call your agent and ask. Even on your illustration, they call it illustration, they show you all of the premium. Look at the 31st year. What is the potential premium? They give it to you. It's not the same, right? So your premium increase, your death benefit levels, your death benefits sometimes don't increase. And by the time it ends, all of that money you paid for 30 years, you have nothing to show for it. And of course, they say buy term, invest the rest. Where are you investing the rest? Would you please tell me? I know that, the IUL get picked on, right? The permanent plans or whole life get picked on. Where are you investing? Most Americans don't know how to invest, where to invest, and they don't have the money to invest. So we get scammed by buy term, invest the rest. Most people are not investing the rest because they do not know how, because of lack of financial literacy, because it's not being taught, right? And most people, they're working 2 or 3 jobs. You think they have time to go search stocks, search mutual funds, which one I should put my money in? But whereas you can have a strategy where you can get the benefits of the market, right? So again, April is National Financial Literacy Month. If you didn't know, now you know. So it is time to pay attention to your finances. If you don't have a plan in place, you can get with me or get with your cousin, whoever. Get something in place so that you can live a better life. You can live a better life for the next generation to come, right? So, of course, my main focus is insurance. I am licensed to do so. So I know we don't like insurance. Again, insurance is to transfer risk. Take the same way you have insurance on your car, so that when you get into an accident, you don't have to pay out of pocket, right? You put insurance on your phone so that when it cracks, you can get it fixed on your home. But what you have on protect you when life happens, whether it's sickness or death, right? So, and I've always said, I'm going to say it again, life insurance is not a religion, it's not politics. You don't have to like it. Get to know how you can leverage it. Like, for example, we have a parent who purchased insurance for her son. Think it wasn't necessary. Was paying $61 for $300,000. Yes, $61 for $300,000 in death benefit. She didn't think it was important. She didn't pay. She let the policy lapse. Guess what? She reached out to see if anything can be done. You didn't pay for the policy. You don't have a policy. Son passed away on Sunday. She has nothing. No one has anything to contribute. Now, she lost a son and has no way of burying her. Again, she had a strategy. She had a policy. Now, she would have had $300,000 coming to her for $61. You can't even get a good meal with $61. Like she said, $61 doesn't even cover gas for 1 week. Yet, she could have had $300,000 coming to her. It will not bring her son back, but she wouldn't be reaching out to people or start a GoFundMe. Most people don't do GoFundMe because they are lazy, but irresponsibility and lack of knowledge. So, would that be your situation? Will that be your case? Are you going to be a bill or a will to your family? Yes, that is part of financial literacy, because life insurance is part of your financial well-being, financial stability. Because if you have kids, if you have a mortgage wife, and you have no life insurance, what kind of life are you leaving behind? How you expect your wife to continue on living, raising the kids? I don't know if I've shared this before, but I have a client, 42 years old, homeschooling the kids. He was living good. He was living the life, working, very little stress. Bam, got hit with a diagnosis. But guess what? He had something in place. I got to him before the odds hit him. Right? You may say, what are the odds? Old age, disability, death, and sickness. So guess what? Just with the diagnosis, we were able to cash out 95% of his death benefit. He's still living. He may beat, this cancer, but because he has a diagnosis and his policy had living benefits, that he's not dead. He's still living, but he's able to benefit from his life insurance policy. Can your policy do that for you? If you get a diagnosis of cancer, stroke, blindness from diabetes, a heart attack, can you call your agent and say, hey, Daniella, I have a diagnosis. How much money do I get from my policy? If you cannot do that with your agent, then you need to call me so that I can get that for you. Because you know what? 1 out of 3 Americans is being diagnosed with cancer. 1 out of 4 heart attack, 1 out of 3 stroke. So, hey, if you have picked 3 people around you, 1 of you will get a diagnosis. So, again, you don't have to be dying. You don't have to die, right, to benefit from a life insurance policy. So we were able to get my client 95% of his death benefit. Guess what? He's able to pay off his mortgage, right? Because he does not want to leave debt behind. He do minor repairs that needed to be repaired, put away money for his kids' college education. And wife was at home. Guess what? She's going back to school, because if he's not around, he was the breadwinner. So now she has to provide for the kids. So he was able to do that. Even if he passes away tomorrow, guess what? He is leaving peace of mind for his family. How about you? What are you leaving behind? Can you confidently say that if you should leave this earth today, that your family, Financial Literacy Month, make this month the month that you start caring for your family? Because there are things that you need to do if you care for your family. And having a strategy in place, handling your finances accordingly, making sure that you are budgeting, that you are saving, you are investing for the future, having the right insurance plan in place. Have a plan in place, period. Your family will thank you, because I would hate to be the one to tell your family that you didn't care. Anyway, so that's all for today. Please reach out to me if you have any questions. We never charge for information, because what we do, we share with you about your options, letting you know what you can do, cannot do, what is available, what are the things that you can do or you need to do to live a better life financially. Reach out. It's never a cost to you. I don't charge you. I charge the companies that I am affiliated with. I am affiliated with over 70 A-rated companies. So I can go around and shop for my clients. So reach out, DM me. I am here for you. And however I can help, I will help, as it is my mission that no family is left behind. So until next week, I see you. So I do pray that I did bring you some value. Again, this month is National Financial Literacy Month. Pick up a book on finances. Pick up a book. If you are still on the fence about life insurance, reach out to me. I have tons of books that I can suggest to you, right? Unbiased information. That's what we share, right? So I'm able to share information because I am not biased, because I can help my clients with everything from term, whole life, IUL that you guys don't understand. Because if you understood, right, how the IUL work, you would be knocking on my door, say, Daniella, I want one. But you don't want to take time to learn it, to understand how it works. Therefore, you become biased. And if you have an elder or older parent that may not be able to qualify for traditional life insurance, you can get a final expense plan just to cover the final expenses, just to cover the funeral. So I'm able to help with debt management, debt consolidation. I'm able to help you get lower mortgage, insurance, auto insurance, supplemental benefits, healthcare benefits. So I do not only sell insurance, I am a life-changing agent, okay? Not a life insurance agent, because I am able to help with everything. So thank you. I see you again next week. Bye-bye.